Phil Black is in Moscow. Phil, you were listening to Putin. What's your takeaway?
Well, Jake, an interesting point, I think, is that President Putin is still talking about military operations in Ukraine in a hypothetical sense. He is still denying that those men in uniforms without insignias are, in fact, Russian troops. Who are they? Well, according to the Russian president, he says they are local self-defense teams. Why are they wearing uniforms very similar to Russians? Well, he said those sorts of uniforms are available in shops all across the former Soviet Union. He was asked specifically, were Russians involved in securing Crimea? And he said no, repeatedly. So we've got to make the point that that stands very much against what CNN's own teams on the ground in Crimea are reporting, who have spoken to some of these soldiers and who have admitted to our teams on the ground that yes, they are Russian, which would explain why they are behaving like professional soldiers, so well armed, driving armoured vehicles, and why some of those armoured vehicles have Russian registration plates, Jack.
And Phil, it's interesting, in a readout of the phone call between German Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Obama, it was said that Merkel expressed, I don't think concern is quite the right word, but expressed the opinion that Vladimir Putin was in another world, did not seem tethered to reality. That's my paraphrase. Earlier this morning on CNN's New Day, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright said that she thought Putin was behaving in a delusional way. But as somebody who has been reporting on Putin for years, what's your take? Is this somebody who disconnected from reality, or is this somebody who is just willing to say whatever he needs to say in order to accomplish what he wants to accomplish?
I think Putin is often viewed, rightly, as the ultimate pragmatist. He rarely acts without thought or intention. In this case, the main point of difference between his take on what's going on the ground and what those Western leaders believe is this claim to a threat to the ethnic Russian population in the south and the east. Putin says there is a direct threat to these people. That's why Russia is concerned. The West, the United States, says there is absolutely no evidence of this whatsoever. But what Putin made very clear today is that the military option remains on the table in terms of escalating Russia's military intervention in Ukraine, particularly in the east of the country. If he believes that those people there are under threat and call for Moscow's help. He says Russia will do absolutely everything it can under those circumstances to help those people, and Russia will be legitimate in doing so. So I think that, for whatever his intentions are, needs to be a threat that should be taken seriously, Jack.
And yesterday, Phil, the Russian Federation ambassador to the United Nations spoke of a letter that the Russians had been sent from the former president of Ukraine, Yanukovych, requesting that Russia invade his country and provide military assistance. Now, as you know, just a week or so ago, Yanukovych was saying that he did not want Russia to go into Ukraine. Of course, now Yanukovych is in Russia, and I imagine at least a bit beholden to the Russian government. What is your take on that letter and what Yanukovych is seeking at this point?
Well, it's another contradiction, isn't it, Jake? And Putin referred to that letter again today, and it seems that that letter is part of the justification from Russia, or what they believe legitimizes any possible Russian action in Ukraine. Because the Russian view is that Yanukovych is still the only legitimate leader of the country, and if the only legitimate leader of the country asks for Russia's help, then Russia is absolutely authorized and is covered by international law in going in there and answering that call for help. The Yanukovych's position here in Russia, well, it's a little bit unclear. While Putin says that, yes, he's the only leader, he also admits he's got no political future, he's got no chance of a comeback whatsoever, and he says that he's told him this to his face. So despite the fact that, from the Russian point of view, Yanukovych is effectively political dead meat, they are still using this alleged request from Yanukovych as justification and legitimacy for any military action that could still come from Russia in Ukraine, Jack.